The story opens by introducing us to the world of the Beyonders, where humans can gain incredible abilities by consuming special potions. This is how they embark on the path to divinity. There are 22 such pathways, and they all begin at sequence 9. The lower the sequence number, the more powerful the Beyonder's ability. The most powerful can even possess the power of an evolution known as the Path of the Divine. The scene shifts to September 9th, 1349, where a terrifying monster emerges. A man then appears to confront it. He explains that this world is illusory, chaos is eternal, and the supreme existence is a divine blessing. With that, he charges forward, throwing magical cards at the monster. His attack isn't strong enough, and the monster strikes a fatal blow. The man collapses, bleeding heavily. Moments later, the massive monster explodes, and the resulting blast obliterates everything. Next, we see a man falling from a plane. He's in pain, but when he opens his eyes, he finds himself in an unfamiliar place. He gets up wondering, where am I? Am I dreaming? He then spots a gun in front of him and notices the wound on his head is miraculously healing. He starts to wonder if he died, and if so, how? Fragments of memories begin to surface, but he's interrupted by a voice from behind calling his name, Klein. He turns around and asks, "Who's Klein?" Only to find no one there. Looking in the mirror, he doesn't recognize the face staring back at him. He realizes he's been reincarnated into someone else's body. In the next scene, detectives enter a house to find two people dead, Welch and Naya, both graduates of Koi University. Observing the scene, the detectives conclude it was a double suicide, possibly part of a dark ritual or a Beyonder sacrifice that awakened an evil force. Among the victims' belongings, they find a photo of Klein Moretti. They learn the deceased were Klein's classmates. Klein is an orphan who lives with his siblings. Klein then narrates his own background. He's a citizen of Tingen City in the Lowen Kingdom. He recently graduated from university where he studied ancient Fainak and Hermes languages. He finds the original Klein's diary. An entry from May 29th mentions that Welch visited, excited about finding an ancient notebook. A later entry from June 20th reveals they deciphered the first page, discovering the notebook belongs to the Antigonus family from the 4th epoch. Meanwhile, the detectives also uncover a connection to the Antigonus family. Klein continues reading entries from June 21st, 22nd, and 26th, which mention Antigonus, the Black Emperor, the Tudor Kingdom, and the Hornacus mountain ranges. The original Klein had written, "Can all these strange things be real?" Klein then notices a diary entry for June 28th, but nothing for June 27th. He finds a loose page with a chilling message. "Everyone will die, I will die too." Our main character wonders, why would Klein write such a thing? As he's lost in thought, a girl arrives at his door. Klein quickly hides the diary and the bloodstains on the floor. As she's about to enter, he realizes he forgot the gun and hastily shoved it into a drawer. The girl enters. We learn she is Melissa, Klein's younger sister and a student at Blackthorn University. She asks, "Studying late again last night? What are you doing?" Klein replies, "I just woke up, I'm cleaning." The drawer makes a slight noise. "What was that sound?" Melissa asks. Klein claims his watch is broken. Melissa, ever caring, fixes it for him and starts to leave. Klein thinks, she's so kind, caring for her foolish brother. Looking in the mirror again, he sees the gunshot wound on his head has completely healed. Is this a perk of being reincarnated? He turns to the mystery. Why did Klein kill himself? His memories are fragmented, so I don't have the details, but I'm sure it's all connected to that ancient notebook. Then he ponders his own transmigration. How did I end up here? I was just going about my day. Then he remembers, right before dinner, I performed a luck enhancement ritual. Melissa returns with food saying, "Eat this, I'm heading to school." As she leaves, she reminds him to buy 8 pence worth of bread before it spoils in the heat, and also to get some lamb and peas. "You're working so hard to find the job, so I want to make you a nice meal. By the way, I'll be home a little late today, so please wait." As she departs, Klein says goodbye, thinking, "Forgive me, Melissa. I might not be here when you get back." He thinks about the gun again. A revolver shot should be loud. Why didn't Melissa hear it from her room across the hall? The longer I stay, the more dangerous it gets. I should try the luck enhancement ritual again to return to my own world, to my own body. Later, while buying 8 pence worth of bread, the shopkeeper remarks, "You've graduated, haven't you? That's impressive. I'm sure you'll find the great job and move to a better place soon." As Klein takes the bread, he notices someone staring at him, but the person quickly looks away and leaves. Klein departs looking up at the sun. "It looks so familiar," he mutters. "This must be a parallel universe." He sees people playing a card game he recognizes as Landlord. They had this game here too. He recalls that a man named Rosal Gustav invented it in the Intis Empire 100 years ago, along with tarot readings and steamships. He even promoted the Spring Festival. Klein speculates that Rosal might have been reincarnated just like him.
As Klein's coin drops, a man approaches. Startled, Klein reaches for his gun, but sees it's just a clown inviting him to a circus performance that night at 7. He again spots the same person watching him from a distance. Frightened, Klein tells the clown, "Okay, I'll try to come," and hurries away, with the mysterious man following him. He turns a corner and sees another person reading a book, who looks up at him and smiles. Hiding, Klein comes across a fortune teller using her powers on an orb. She calls out, "You seem lost. Come, let me offer you guidance for your future." Just then, the man who was following Klein, whose name is Jenkins, also arrives. But when Jenkins sees the man with the book, he turns and leaves. Klein, meanwhile, looks around for his pursuer and wonders where he went. The fortune teller says, "Life is unpredictable. You never know what destiny holds, but these tarot cards can help you peek into the mysteries." Hearing about tarot, Klein thinks, this was a thing back on Earth. Roselle must have been an isekai protagonist. The woman offers, "You're my first customer, so your reading is free." Klein sits down but clarifies, "Wait, is the interpretation of the cards free as well?" Caught off guard, the woman reluctantly agrees. Klein smirks to himself, thinking nothing free is ever without a price. The reading begins. "What do you wish to know?" she asks. "My past, present, and future," he replies. She instructs him to shuffle the cards while focusing on his question. "Done," he says. She draws 3 cards. "This represents your past, this your present, and this your future. Which would you like to see first?" "The present," Klein chooses. She flips the card, revealing the Fool. Card 0 of the tarot deck, Klein notes. It represents new beginnings. Suddenly, another woman appears and accuses the fortune teller, "Why are you copying me again? Remember, you're just a beast tamer." Klein realizes the woman was likely bluffing. The fortune teller shoos away the other woman, who, as she leaves, insists to Klein, "The reading I did was accurate." The man with the book then enters the alley, but Klein is already gone. Back in his room, Klein attempts the luck enhancement ritual again, hoping to return to his world. As he begins, papers fly around the room, but nothing happens. How can this be, he wonders. Suddenly, a sharp pain pierces his head and a red mark appears on his hand. The talismans he made have vanished. Elsewhere, a crystal shatters, emitting a crimson light that also flashes in Klein's room. Overwhelmed by pain, he finds himself in a strange, foggy space surrounded by red and blue light. He sees a girl chanting, "Mirror, oh mirror, on behalf of my family, I summon you to awaken." She unleashes her power, and 2 new figures appear in the foggy space with Klein. The girl asks him, "Where are we?" Klein is stunned, thinking, "Did I summon them?" The girl then asks, "Are you the master of this divine realm?" Confused, Klein thinks, "A divine realm? There isn't even a shrine." As if on cue, a grand building materializes from the fog. Astonished, Klein wonders, can it be? Can I command this gray fog like a game hack? He tests his newfound power, making objects appear at will, and realizes he is in control. The boy asks, "Where am I and who are you?" Klein hesitates, thinking, am I Zooming Ree or am I Klein? We then see Klein take a seat on the throne. In a deep, commanding voice, he tells them, "You may." Just then, more seats materialize around the table. "You may call me the Fool." The man responds, "Very well, Mr. Fool. What do you require of us?" The Fool replies, "This was merely a trial." The girl asks, "Is your trial complete? Can we leave now?" "Yes," the fool says. "If you make a formal request, I can send you home." Klein observes them. The girl seems innocent, but the boy is calm and cautious. The girl suggests they use code names to protect their identities. The fool agrees it's a good idea. At that moment, he hears a knock on his bedroom door in the real world, but he's unconscious on the floor and can't answer. Back in the fog, the girl says, "Since the fool named himself after a tarot card, I'll do the same. My code name will be Justice." The man follows suit, choosing the name The Hanged Man. Klein's head begins to pound. "I'm losing stamina," he thinks. Unable to sustain the realm much longer, he silences their chatter. "This gathering ends now," he announces, and the world dissolves, sending Justice and the Hanged Man back to their own worlds. Klein regains consciousness on his floor. "Who's knocking?" he calls out. "Police," a voice replies. Startled, Klein quickly hides the gun and the ritual items. Peeking through the keyhole, he's terrified to see an inspector. He opens the door, saying, "Sorry, I was asleep." Then he recognizes the man with the book. "You were following me," Klein says. "Yes, I was," the man replies, introducing himself as Leonard Mitchell, a police officer. As Leonard steps inside, Klein protests, "Why are you coming in?" Another man enters, calmly stating, "Relax, we're just here for a routine inquiry. This is Dunn Smith." Klein asks them, "Did Naya and Welch really commit suicide?" Dunn confirms, "From what we can tell at the scene, yes." Klein insists, "I think they were possessed." Leonard picks up the diary and reads aloud. "Everyone will die, I will die too. Care to explain what this means?" Panicked, Klein says, "I don't know, I don't remember." Dunn adds, "We have evidence you were at their house on the 27th. Klein replies, "I don't remember that either. I know you won't believe me, but I'm just guessing based on my own diary." Dunn says, "A revolver is missing from the scene. I'm sure we'll find it here, correct?" Defeated, Klein reveals where he hid the gun. Dunn retrieves it and asks, "Anything else you'd like to tell us?" Klein says, "Yes. Last night I woke up around midnight and realized I had failed to kill myself. After that, my memory started to fade." "You're insane," Dunn says flatly. "No, I'm telling you the truth," Klein pleads. "I'm not convinced. You'll have to undergo a psychiatric evaluation. It will determine if you're insane and might even help restore your memory." Leonard adds, "You're very lucky. We're glad you're alive. Usually anyone involved in these matters ends up dead." They begin to escort Klein, but he freezes, thinking, "What if they find out I'm a transmigrator?" Just then, a boy steals bread from an old man and runs. Dunn stops him. As an officer picks up the child, the boy struggles, kicking a bamboo pole and causing a loud crash. The police carriage horses spook, creating a diversion. Klein seizes the opportunity and runs. He sprints into an alley. As he catches his breath, someone throws a bucket of water out of a window above, but it freezes in midair. Klein is shocked. Time and space are frozen, he realizes. There's a beyonder here. Every escape route he tries is mysteriously blocked. He eventually finds a horse-drawn carriage and tells the driver, "Take me to the port." The carriage starts moving. Klein feels a rush of relief, thinking he's gotten away. He tells the driver to stop, but the carriage continues. "Where are you going?" he asks. The driver turns, revealing himself to be Dunn. "To Welch's house," he says. Suddenly, Klein snaps back to reality. "Did I pass the test?" he asks. He sees the woman talking to Dunn. She tells him, "I'm certain he shot himself, but I have no idea how he's still alive. As for his memories, they're gone, just like Welch's and Naya's souls. The power influencing him is terrifying. I've never seen a case this strange. Be careful, Dunn." Dunn nods, yes, and the Antigonus family notebook is still missing. He turns to Klein. "You're still in danger. We're not babysitters. We can't protect you forever. Or, would you like to join us and become a Beyonder?" And that's where the first episode ends. I know a lot just happened and it might be a bit confusing. That's pretty common for a first episode, as it sets up a much larger world. We'll have to wait for the next episodes to see what happens. Until then, subscribe and turn on all notifications so you don't miss them. Also, please give this video a like. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye for now.